Have you ever wondered what happens when love that seems too good to be true gets tested by time, distance, and public speculation? Tonight, we take you into the heart of a story that feels like it was written in the stars. Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, two of Korea's most beloved names, two souls brought together by fate and faith. And after years of whispers, rumors, and constant questioning, they did something so bold, so intimate, that the entire world is now talking. They renewed their wedding vows. A love that started quietly. It all began years ago, not on a grand stage, but quietly, between takes, behind the cameras, in fleeting glances that fans were quick to notice. Lee Min-ho, with his signature charm and elegance. With her unshakable grace and grounded heart. Together, they became more than just co-stars. They became a story of hope. But as their lives became more intertwined, so too did the voices of the world. Are they really together? Was there ever a wedding? Or is it all just speculation? The questions never stopped. And in an industry that thrives on mystery, sometimes the truth gets buried under noise. The vows that started it all. When they first exchanged vows, it wasn't under the flashing lights of media, nor in a massive hall filled with hundreds. It was simple, a private ceremony, a gathering of family and closest friends. No headlines, no paparazzi, no press releases, just a man and a woman, promising forever. But because the world never saw it, many doubted it ever happened. Some called it a rumor, others dismissed it as fan-made fantasy. And so, the shadow of doubt followed them. The decision to renew. As years passed, their love grew stronger, but so did the whispers. And finally, after long conversations, after countless nights of wondering how to protect both their privacy and their truth, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun made a decision. They would renew their vows. Not because their love needed it, not because they had to prove anything to each other, but because they wanted to give peace to the millions of hearts that supported them, and to silence once and for all the voices that questioned their bond. The secret gathering. The renewal wasn't publicized in advance. There was no announcement, no media coverage, just an invitation sent quietly to those who mattered most. A beautiful estate outside of Seoul, surrounded by nature, cherry blossoms in full bloom, as if the universe itself was celebrating with them. The ceremony. As guests arrived, they were greeted not by luxury, but by warmth. A string quartet played softly in the background. White petals lined the path, and at the end of it stood Lee Min-ho, waiting patiently. When Kim Go-eun appeared, wearing a flowing ivory dress, there was a collective hush. She wasn't dressed to impress the cameras. She was dressed for him. And when their eyes met, the world seemed to pause. The officiant spoke gently. This wasn't a new beginning, but a continuation of something unshakable. And then, the vows. Words they had written in private, spoken only for each other, but witnessed by those who mattered most. Promises of faith, promises of patience, promises of forever. And when they sealed it with a kiss, there was not a dry eye in the room. The moment fans dreamed of. But what made this ceremony different was the choice they made afterward. This time, they let the world see a glimpse. Not everything. Not the deeply personal vows. Not the most sacred tears. But enough. A single photograph. Posted without caption. Min-ho and Go-eun, standing hand in hand, smiling like two people who had found their home in each other. And just like that, the doubts began to fade. The fans' reactions. The internet erupted. This is the proof we've been waiting for. They've been married all along, and now they've renewed it. My heart can't take it. Hashtags flooded timelines. Fan art multiplied overnight. Clips from past interviews resurfaced, now seen in a brand new light. Every shared smile, every hidden gesture, suddenly felt like part of a bigger story, beyond the glamour. But what made this moment truly powerful wasn't just the act of renewing vows. It was what it symbolized. In a world where celebrity love often burns bright and fades quickly. Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun chose differently. They chose depth over spectacle, commitment over convenience, truth over rumors. And in doing so, they gave their fans more than just an answer. They gave them hope, a dance to remember. The night ended not with formality, but with music. The couple shared a slow dance, under strings of warm golden lights. No cameras, no choreography, just two people swaying, whispering words only they could hear. Guests joined in. Laughter filled the air. Children ran across the garden with sparklers. It wasn't a celebrity event. It was family. It was love. The aftermath. In the days that followed, media outlets tried to uncover more details. Some speculated about the guest list. Others tried to price the venue. But Min-ho and Go-eun stayed quiet. All they gave was that one picture. And honestly, that was enough. Because the truth of love is not in the noise, but in the stillness. And fans could feel it. Closing reflection. So here we are. The doubts are gone. The whispers silenced. Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun did not renew their vows to prove something to the world. They did it to honor the love they already had. But in doing so, they gave fans everywhere a moment to hold on to. A story of love that endured and continues to endure. And maybe that's the lesson in all this. Love doesn't always need grand gestures. Sometimes, it just needs two people brave enough to keep choosing each other again and again, no matter what the world says. For Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, that choice has already been made. And with every vow, every promise, every kiss that seals it, their forever only grows stronger. Fans watched closely as the ceremony moved to the next stage. The vow renewal. This was the moment everyone had been waiting for. Lee Min-ho took Go-eun's hands in his voice steady yet thick with emotion. He said, "Years have passed since I first promised to love you. But today I stand before you again to say, I still choose you. I will always choose you. Through every season, every storm, and every moment of joy." Go-eun's eyes glistened with tears. She smiled softly before replying. "Min-ho, you've been my partner, my best friend, and my safe place. Today, I promise once more to walk with you, hand in hand, no matter what life brings. You are my forever." The words were simple, but they carried the weight of years, of shared battles, of quiet nights, and of unwavering love. And when they exchanged their rings again, the crowd erupted in applause. It wasn't about extravagance. It wasn't about spectacle. It was about love, real, grounded, undeniable love. Some fans later wrote,